Well, look who we had back on the job today. This is the first day back after the explosion, and then explosion with the barrel. And then that's what happened to his face right in here. It's all healed. So, he got released back to work today, and we are remodeling the shop, and we've got a couple of trucks in here that we've got to get worked on. So the shop is more or less upside down. Roger's been working on building a shelving unit here. We had a bench against that wall there. We ripped that bench out because all it was is a collect-all. He's going to continue the loft above that area there. We're going to put all the welders right here, the welders and the torches and everything. We're going to run down the wall right there. We've obviously got to paint stuff here. And then what we have over here is our rotary air compressor. This is the compressor unit itself. And then these here are my old compressors that all we're using is the tanks for storing air. And we've got a 60 gallon and an 80 gallon. That was an Ingersoll with like a 3,400 RPM motor on it. Made frickin' a ton of frickin' noise, and that was a 7.5 horse. The other one was a 5 horse. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the tanks up here along with the compressor unit itself so that that's up and out of the way. Then Roger's gonna build shelves down through here up to that post, and then he's gonna continue on with a makeshift storage area there that we can just put pallets of stuff up there and whatever. We've got to clean all of our junk up above. We've got too much stuff upstairs. And as you can see, the shop's kind of upside down here. This truck we're working on, we'll get into that one in a minute. And we're working on the damn fan clutch on this C5 again. We've had some problems here. The bench is a mess because we're reorganizing the Army truck, but we've had some problems with the fan clutch. Now, this has got a single bearing in there. That single bearing is sitting down in the pulley. And it's got the spacer that went between the two old bearings. The old setup had a single bearing in the bottom, and then it had a spacer, and then another bearing at the top, and then your nut goes on there. We've got the air cartridge here. That's down inside the shaft. We've got that in there. And then this air cap here sets in the pulley, and then when you want to turn the fan off, it applies air pressure to the back side of this clutch here. So this clutch is going to go on the pulley like this, and then it fastens down. We'll get into that in a minute here. And then what this clutch system is this is a piston right here. There's springs inside this outer hub of this pulley here, and then when you apply air pressure to the back side of this piston, if you will, it releases the clutch and it allows the fan to free spin because this pulley is going to be spinning all the time. Well, the trouble we had, and we've had this trouble twice, this air cap has stepped down and it has rubbed against the nut. Now at first we thought we had this put together wrong. So I got another air cap, put it together, and it happened again. So I got a hold of Horton, told them what I had going on, and they said, well, you need a different air cap. So we've got a new air cap now, and then what we're going to do, we've got the cartridge in there. This nut is torqued, and then we're going to set this air cap in there. And then once this air cap is in place, we've got a snap ring to go in there, and then we're going to bolt the clutch all back together. And I could put a card in the video here up above on when we did this originally here week 10 days ago. So this is the fitting. We did have this together wrong at the initial time of doing this. We had this fitting here. We had this actually on the outside of the cap, and I thought that was the problem. However, let's see if I can get this out with one hand. what that fitting is supposed to do is hit against this air cartridge. And I thought that was the only problem I had, but that didn't seem to matter. For whatever reason, it was able to let that damn thing walk down on top of this nut. And then what it did is it got everything so damn hot that this plastic air cartridge ended up more or less, I guess you'd say, plastic welding itself to this air cap, and then the air pressure wasn't allowed to come inside the back side, and what it had is it had this clutch locked up because the air couldn't get through this little air cartridge. So we're going to put this together. I hope that this air cap, it is slightly taller than, you can almost see that maybe if the camera would focus in. It's a little taller than the other one, meaning that the nut is going to be a little farther away from it. So we're going to go ahead and try this, get Tim going here, and then we've got tools to organize. We got this truck to get going. We'll get into what that truck needs here in a minute. So we're going to get this together. Alright, we got this fan clutch all back on there. So we're not sure if we've got it. The raised cap that we put in there, that still seemed to rub. This is one of the old ones. And what Tim did is he put a bolt through the hole on this, ran it on a drill and ground these little ridges down all the way around it so that if it does ride in and catch on the nut, it can't hit anything. Because this will bottom out on the ridge on the inside of that pulley. So we're hoping that did the trick. If it doesn't work, we really don't know what to do at this point other than getting a thin washer the size of this to put underneath this air cap. So he's gonna head on out now and give her a try. Go ahead, hit your switch. He'll hit the switch now and that'll lock up. There it goes now. So he's applying air pressure, taking air pressure away from that clutch, and now the fan is locked up. Now he just hit the switch. That would apply air pressure to the clutch. That moves it away from. Now it's back on. The idea is once the temperature gets up on the truck, it'll take that air pressure away from that clutch, let the fan clutch lock up, and start cooling the radiator. So we'll give her a try. Alright, so we got Tim kicked out of the shop here a little while ago. This one bay is open. We got to finish the work on this. This is a 02 Sterling. And they put this fuse panel right on top of the fender on the left-hand side. I don't know why they do that, but all the crap comes off the tire and it gets up into this fuse panel. Now there's a main power lug that feeds this panel here, and that stud rotted off, and then there's like a bus bar right in here. I'm gonna get my flashlight out if I can get it on there. And you can see the two holes in the bus bar right there. A stud comes up through that and the main lug hooks onto there, and then we get power into that main panel there. So we've got that stud ripped out of there. Here is the cable that was on it. It's all nice and green, corroded. So we're gonna get a new wire on there, and then this is the truck that we put the flatbed on to carry our liquid fertilizer tanks around. So we gotta slide the silage box off of here and put the flatbed on there. The boys changed the oil on this last night. You gotta run a pressure washer around it. And Roger's got a majority of the work done over here. This is where we're gonna stash all the welders now. We were putting them underneath the gantry lift. Now we can just pull this gantry out and do what we want with that. So we got all this stuff to organize here. We talked about the compressors here a little bit ago. There was a room around these compressor tanks because back in the day when we were using both of them, they were quite loud, a lot louder than this damn thing here that you always hear in the videos. That had a 3,400 RPM motor on it and it would just scream like crazy. The other one had just a regular 1,700 RPM motor on it. So that one ran a little quieter, and then we had them running in conjunction with each other. Pump went on one, motor went on the other. Had the pump rebuild on one, then the pump went on the other one, so I said, "The hell with it." Bought that rotary compressor, which is a 10 horsepower. So what Roger's got planned is he's got the pumps and the motors off them tanks just to kind of lighten them up a little bit. We're gonna wash them up, and then we're just gonna put them tanks upstairs. We use those tanks for storage. We got a 60-gallon tank and an 80-gallon. We're gonna put them up on top of the loft like we talked about earlier. Move the compressor up there as well, and then we can use this storage above here for just heavy items to put. Maybe we can put the stuff up there with a forklift, you know, pallets and stuff like that. He's going to start building shelves here tomorrow or whenever we can get to it, or he can get to it. Starting at that corner, coming down through, he's going to stop at the windows, come out from underneath the window, build in between the windows and whatnot, and then he's going to put maybe something between the windows up above here, whatever we've got. Oh, our air reel is back in there, and we used to have a bench like I was talking about earlier that came out. I used to have benches all the way around this freaking shop, and all it is a junk catch-all. That's all it is. The only bench we work on is the one that Roger is standing at here now. So this is the best kind of a bench to have. It's small enough you can keep it cleaned off, roll it around. It's heavy enough to do everything with. I actually have to build a cradle to hold that saw. The old one had a different measurement from the bottom to the top here, and it was a little smaller, so we got to build a frame for that. Get that hanging off the edge of the bench so that the deck on the top of here is the same height as the bench, and you can lay material down. So we're going to get a wire on this truck here and get this thing going, and maybe get this flatbed rolled over onto it tonight. I've got a stainless steel bolt to put up through there that I'm going to be able to put a lug on. Alright, we've got this mess just about fixed. We came up through the bottom of the stud to hook this power wire onto, and then of course that lug has to be held up in there so that it can power this main panel here. So we got this panel kind of bolted down, this whole unit here all rotted out. We just got some iron that we welded in here years ago, but we got the cover that we're getting ready to throw on there, and it is what it is. So that's what you get with these old Sterlings. So this should have been up on the firewall or in the glove box or something, not right here. Alright, we've got this truck all set to go. We got the box all unbolted. Now we're going to take the box off, and we're going to put the flatbed on it that has the fertilizer tanks on it. we're just going to set this on some blocks of wood and put that flat body on. Well, that's gonna about do it for this video. We just gotta hook up the all the plug harness for the marker lights on that body is all. We use that for our liquid fertilizer, but that has to be the first time we've ever been able to switch a body over like that, whether it be a silage box to a tank, vice versa, or putting that flatbed on there, that we've had the holes all line up right first try. So that's going to do it, folks. I want to thank you for watching. Me and Junior are going to go chisel plowing here now, so we'll have some chisel plowing footage here coming at you here in the next couple days. It's going to be the first time that we've actually chisel plowed anything this year other than doing damage control. So chisel plows are setting right there. We're going to head them to the field now and get some plowing done. So I want to thank you for watching, folks. We will catch you at the next one. Remember, leave me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below, and we'll come at you in the next couple days with some chisel plowing here. Take it easy, folks.